Hi everyone, welcome back to another gameplay of BTD5. So in this video I'm going to show you bugs and tricks that I was able to learn very recently thanks to some fellow players and subscribers with the engineer. And this has been because of the latest update on the game, the 10 years anniversary. The new game mode actually has engineer as one of the towers that can be used. And by using it a lot, I was able to find these very interesting things. So the first thing is clearly a bug, like something that is working that shouldn't be working, and it's a bug with the special building of the engineer. Now, I don't have now the special building active, so I can show you how the engineer works, or it should be working, and then I'm gonna show you with the special building what happens. Now, the bug is regarding the engineer foam. If you just read the description, it says sprays foam that removes camo and regen and pops LEDs. So this foam doesn't do any damage to the balloons other than to the LED layer, alright? And then it can remove camo and it can remove regen properties. So that's pretty much what it does. And therefore, if I spawn here a camo rainbow, as soon as it touches foam, the camo status is removed, and so my sentries and the engineer itself can attack it. The engineer doesn't gain camo detection with this upgrade. As soon as the balloon touches the foam, that's when it becomes targetable. So I'm gonna show you again here. Alright. Again, you can see that these are all camo rainbows I'm spawning. This one, for example, wasn't affected by the foam, so you can see that it's still a camo. So that's pretty much how foam works. And also, if I go here to regrow balloons, right? Regrow rainbow, you can see that now balloons become normal. So as soon as it touches the foam, right, the balloons that are affected by it become normal. The balloons that are not affected by it or that were popped earlier on are gonna keep their status, right? So that's how it works, all right? And if you spawn LED balloons, right, also the foam pops. In this case, it literally deals damage. It pops the LED layer. Now, the bug happens when you activate the special building, and especially it happens with the third upgrade of the special building. Because the third upgrade is gonna allow the engineer and the sentry guns to gain LED popping power and to be able to pop LED balloons. And this is where I think that the game, maybe there is an overlap of the coding or something like that, and this is why it causes now foam to work in a peculiar and in a different way. Like this is the bug pretty much. If I go again with sandbox, right, I have now the special building active, and of course the engineer is going to attack more quickly, it's going to cost less, sentry guns are going to be stronger, you can pop LED balloons and all that. But now look what happens with foam. Foam still has the same properties, remember. It can remove camo, it can remove regen, and it can pop LED balloons. But now, because of the special building, and because of the fact that you can already pop LED balloons, now foam acts like a set of frost spikes. So it can pop all balloon layers. It's not just LED balloons now, it's rainbows, ceramics, MOABs, everything. And I'm gonna just show you here by spawning rainbows. Like I'm clicking here, I'm spawning rainbows. But see here that as soon as they touch foam, like they receive a lot of damage. And literally foam becomes like a set of frost spikes, literally. That's how it works. And it works for anything, for MOABs, right? MOABs also take damage. But yeah, the amount of damage, of course, depends on how many of these foams you have. The more you have, the more damage you do. Yeah, so that's pretty much the bug. When you have the third upgrade of the special building, foam acts like a set of frost spikes. So you start doing damage to all different layers, not anymore to just LED balloons, but to all the layers. So that's the bug I was able to find to some fellow players and subscribers. And now the second thing I want to show you is actually the farming with engineer and farming with balloon traps. This method, I've tested it to make sure, you know, I'm not saying something that doesn't actually work. And I can safely say to you guys that the farming method with bloon traps with engineer is actually stronger than farms and can be used to farm to actually beat impoppable on mastery mode. And it's just that crazy good, even without the special building. So you don't even need the special building to make this farming method work. And it's stronger than farms for the very simple reason that it's cheaper. You can afford, once you have 1-2 set of like bloon traps down, you start gaining so much cash that you just overlap and you get a lot more cash than what you get with the farms. And of course, the more bloon traps you have, so the more engineers you have, the better it becomes. The only problem with this strategy to farming is that you're gonna need the engineers to be placed close to the beginning of the map and to target only one path. Any map, for example, placing an engineer here is bad because of the fact that if you have a bloon trap right here, that's a bad position, right? Because you're gonna get no bloons from that bloon trap. So you're gonna have to place engineers very close to the beginning, right? Just covering a single path. And as well, that makes any map where you have multiple paths, this strategy might not be so good and might not be possible because you're gonna rely too much on RNG to have the bloon traps placed exactly where you need them. For example, Siege is a clear map where this method wouldn't work because you have so many paths that you rely too much on RNG. And the RNG factor that you're gonna have bloon traps exactly in the intersections, at least 3 of them, and so on, it's very, very little. So there are certain maps where this strategy might not work and you're gonna still need like normal farms, but there are other maps where even if you can just have a little bit of a portion of the map where you can have one path, that's perfect. For example, tunnels here, castle, yeah, not much. Clock, all these maps are bad because they have 2 paths completely independent to one another. Web, another very interesting map where you can use this method. And for the extreme maps, I think maybe only Main Street, right? Because you can have one engineer for one side, one for the other, but very close to the center, so you can still target both sides. But yeah, any map that has more than one path, it becomes more susceptible to RNG, and you have like 3 paths, it becomes like impossible. 3 or more, it becomes literally impossible. But still, you know, you can use it as an alternative way to farm, and especially to defeat mastery impoppable. You know, that's the hardest, literally hardest method. Now I'm gonna show you how this setup works, because you're gonna need to follow certain specifics, right? The first thing is, as I said before, you wanna place as many of these engineers as possible, so that you can have as many bloon traps as possible, so that you're tanking, you're destroying. Your goal is to destroy as many bloons as you can from bloon traps. So you don't want to damage them with like heavy damage towers, like, I don't know, helis or super monkeys or aces, right? You don't want to build that. You're going to just build engineers. You're going to just build bloon traps. You want to have certain towers that I'm going to show you here. I mean, I can just place a couple more engineers just to show you that you can place as many as you want. All right, I'm going to place, in this case, let's place 7. Yeah, 7. Remember, you upgrade them to, oops, not this path, but the other one. You upgrade them to bloon trap, just 4-0, right? You don't wanna do damage with engineers. You wanna do as little damage with the sentries as well. You wanna just have your bloon traps, right? Very important as well is building bloon chippers, because that's the way how you can pop mob class bloons. That bloon traps is the main weakness, right? Because you can only tank up to ceramics. You have to find a way to pop my class bloons, and of course bloon chippers is just the easiest way. You're gonna build like 4 or 5 bloon chippers depending on which phase of the game you're at and which map you're playing and so on. For this one, I think I was able to make it with like 4 bloon chippers. And your farming with engineer revolves in farming as much as you can until round 62. So you don't want to farm further than that, because of the fact that lately, like other rounds, you have so many map class bloons that you're gonna either fail or you're not going to do enough damage to those map classrooms, or you're going to need to build like 10 Bloon Chippers, which is something that I don't recommend. So your goal is to farm for the first 60 rounds. That's the time that you have to farm with the Bloon Traps. Now after you get your Bloon Chippers, right, this is where you want to place then as many towers as you want. Remember, not really doing that much damage, that can somehow blow the Bloons backwards. So for example, you have the newest special agent, Ninja Kiwi. That's a special agent that can distract Bloons. So that's, for example, one way how you can blow the Bloons backwards, right, into the Bloon Traps. So like when you destroy map class Bloons and you have maybe some ceramics here, if you can blow them backwards into the Bloon Traps again, you get more cash, right? Because that's the goal, is popping as many Bloons as you can with the Bloon Traps. So I recommend to just place one Ninja 4-2, right? It's gonna help you a lot in the early game, and that's as well distraction. Then you can go for a Ice Tower 3-2 to once again slow those Bloons. You can go for as well a Glue Gunner 1-3, very important. So you glue, but you don't do damage. And then you can go for either some 3-0 wizards, for example, these ones right here, 1, 2, depending on how many you think you need, right? Just to blow, once again, to have many towers that can blow the ceramics backwards. And you can even go with the Heli 0-3. So these are all different towers, right, that can somehow blow the ceramics backwards into the Bloon Traps, so you can keep on gaining the extra cash. Early on, remember, Bloon Chippers are going to be enough to take down map class Bloons, and the damage that you do with Bloon Traps is insane. You can tank a lot of Bloons. And once you have this set up, right, you're good to go, right? This is your farming status. And so like from round 50 to round 60, pretty much, those are your 10 rounds where you're going to farm the most. And I'm going to show you, for example, here, I'm going to spawn 10 BFBs, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 BFBs all close together. Remember, I only have 4 Bloon Chippers, all right? These are the Bloon Traps, they're down. And now you always gonna, with your mouse, you're always gonna spam here. You wanna spam your Bloon Traps, right? Because they are getting full or they're getting filled very quickly. So you wanna get the extra cash, right? And then you wanna reset them. You wanna place them again, and you wanna keep on doing this process. And by emptying the Bloon Traps, you not only get the cash, but you also allow the game to, like the engineers, to place more Bloon Traps. And you can see here 10 Bloon Chippers, right? 10 BFBs. I only had 4 Bloon Chippers, and that was it. That was enough. Yes, I had a lot of Bloon Traps here close to the beginning, so that's not ideal. But oh yeah, you can see how much cash I got. I wasn't able to quantify. Probably I would have got maybe 7,000 cash, right? 8,000 cash, but just from 10 BFBs. In any normal rounds, you have also regret Bloons, you have ceramics, you have a lot more Bloons that are gonna constantly fill your traps. You can get literally up to 20,000 cash in just one round. It's insane. And if you compare it with the 3,000 cash that you get from a full 4-2 farm in a round, it's a lot more, right? If you have 4 factories, you can gain 12,000 cash each round. With traps, you can get up to 25,000 in a single round, and around like 20,000. So it's always more, and it's always more efficient, and it's always better. And you just need to farm also for less time. Round 61, 62, you can already have like more than 200,000 cash. So you can then sell your Bloon Traps. You can place your temple, right? You can get the sacrifices down. You can upgrade your temple, or you can go with some heavy damage towers. And yeah, it's just farming for the first 60 rounds pretty much. And yeah, you guys can give it a go, give it a try, and you're gonna really see how strong this farming method is. And yeah, that's it, the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and see you. Bye bye.